This week we're covering museum fun for foodies. Count us in.
Need botanical inspo for your home? Coming in April.
Narragansett foodie hotspots? We're there.
We have all kinds of great stuff coming up in April. We've got shop ideas for Independent Bookstore Day. We have how to choose paint colors. We have an interior designer answering a Q&A. You know, all kinds of like food and drink. Awesome stuff coming up in April. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in the fact that because it's weird for a lot of people that aren't involved in like the magazine industry, but like we're working like months in advance on something. So like in my head, I have no idea what month it is.
Oh yeah.
We're
Never.
like working on putting April stuff away and then talking about May things and getting the covers for those done and getting that stuff scheduled. But then at the same time, it's not March yet.
I know. The other day I was like, did Valentine's Day happen yet?
Yeah,
I know.
Did
I
it?
really don't ever
No.
I'm like, what's going on?
We're confused. I don't think
Where
people
am
get
I?
it either. Because if I tell friends like, oh, my head is so in the next month. It's like, oh yeah, I'm working ahead on deadlines too. But it's like, no, I am immersed in like seasonal month, like related to that month. I'm talking like April, May, like things specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
to
it gets
those
me
months.
like checking things off, and like when we get to like the holiday guide stuff or like Christmas stuff or whatever, and I'll be like in my head I check off Christmas, but we're like a month and a half before Christmas even happens. So then somebody's like, oh yeah, Christmas is next week. I'm like, nah, Christmas was like a month ago. I get so confused.
Why do you have your decorations out in October?
I have no idea what time of year it is.
Yeah, we're always
any time of
confused.
year. But there are like a ton of really cool things that are going to be in our April issues. We'll have a bunch of fun stuff happening in our digital platforms, on our social media. There's events coming up. It'll be a blast. And we'll have a little something to say about our upcoming Who to Watch party that's in April as well. So, keep your eye out, look at our social media, and follow along. Now let's take a break for a quick word from our sponsor, Rhode Island Energy. With the winter chill upon us, let's cozy up to lower energy bills with Rhode Island Energy efficiency programs. Upgrading to high-efficiency heating equipment can help you save up to 30% on energy bills. Rhode Island Energy efficiency programs can help you save money on the new equipment you need to buy. Up to $3,750 back on electric heat pumps, up to $1,000 back on gas heating systems, and low-interest financing if you qualify. Cut costs, not comfort this winter with big rebates on high-efficiency heating equipment. Visit rienergy.com/save to learn more. That's rienergy.com/save to learn more. Every year there are restaurant weeks kind of all over the state. Luckily, they stagger them so they're not all at the same time, and you actually get to enjoy different restaurants at different times of year in different parts of the state. Coming up in March, toward the end of March, it actually kicks off, so it kind of goes March to April, is Narragansett Restaurant Week, which starts on, it's March 27th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
No, these are like these restaurant weeks. I believe they're initiatives from the chambers or tourism councils. And they're such a great way to try new restaurants because usually they offer meals at like prefix prices or there might be special menus. And it's really a fun way. It gets people, I think during like maybe a slow time to go out to eat, you're out there to partake of like these different specials and stuff.
Yeah, and you kind of have an opportunity to try places that may normally be out of like your price range for a normal meal. Like maybe you'd only go there for a special occasion or a birthday or, a holiday. But they'll have good pricing on things. So you can actually, and it's usually, you're right, prefix menus.
Yeah.
And they'll make, sometimes it's like a tasting menu. You can try a few different things. I don't think I've ever done the Narragansett Restaurant Week.
I think we got a field trip in our future.
I know.
Oh yeah, I'm in. I love food, so.
And I love when the places do the prefix because maybe you have an appetizer, your entree, and a dessert.
Yeah.
Because I like having the dessert.
Big dessert person over here.
Big dessert.
And getting bigger all the time, yo.
No, help me.
But there'll be online. You'll be able to find a full list of everybody that's participating in the Narragansett Restaurant Weeks, and their kickoff party, like we said, is the 27th at the Towers. I believe they've done it at the Towers for the last couple of years. It should be a really fun party. Leading ladies might be sold out by now. So, if you couldn't make it to that, then you could go to the kickoff
Or do
party.
both.
Or try to do both. That'd be wild.
That's what I'm
Just
thinking.
have one wild night.
Go early, have your prefix dinner, then go to Leading Ladies.
Oh, have you guys heard about the giant Mr. Potato Heads?
Yeah, they've been around. This is everybody. This is a very fun thing because Jenna just discovered the giant Mr. Potato Heads, and they've been everywhere for a long time. So it's actually kind of exciting for me because you're excited about them.
We're
now.
seeing it through your eyes.
Well, so I'm like very committed to trying to find. I think there's like 40 of them.
Yeah, something like that.
So far, I've captured 3. It's like Pokemon. I'm like, gotta catch them all. But how I got to see 2 of them was at the Johnson Wales Culinary Museum.
Which is super cool. I was there too.
I wasn't.
You had to stay home.
Yeah, I had to stay home.
No, this culinary museum, talk about a hidden gem in the state. And it's not usually open to the public. There will be dates open to the public during Wine X,
Yes.
the culinary festival happening in Providence. There are dates that the culinary museum will be open. And it is totally, it reminded me of a cross between the Carousel of Progress and a Smithsonian museum.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really cool. They have all these like little like setups and facades.
Yeah.
But then they also have, showcased like archival items. Like they have a teacup from like Abraham Lincoln. There's like a lot of stuff in there. It was super cool.
And they have the 2 potato heads.
And 2 potato heads.
And these 2 got to go actually check it out at the event that they had. So you can check it out now too.
Hey Rhody hit the road to Johnson & Wales Harborside campus in Providence for the 2025 FIT Symposium, and let's just say it was a treat for both the brain and the taste buds. Every year, this event brings together chefs, food advocates, educators, and policymakers from across the food world to tackle some of the biggest challenges our communities face. This year's theme was Cultivating Food Literacy, which focused on topics like where our food comes from, how it affects our health, and digging into deeper issues like food insecurity, school nutrition, and making sure everyone has access to real, nourishing meals. There were thought-provoking panels, chef-led tastings, and hands-on workshops. Attendees walked away with real tools and fresh ideas to bring back to their communities and platforms. While we were there, Elise, Chris, and I stopped by one of Rhode Island's most hidden gems, the Culinary Arts Museum. This place is packed with thousands of food-related treasures. Think vintage kitchen gadgets, menus from iconic restaurants, a full 1950s style diner, and yes, even 2 giant Mr. Potato Heads. It's a flavorful journey through the history of food, culture, and hospitality. Usually, you need an appointment to visit, but this weekend, you're in luck. As part of the Providence Culinary Collective Weekend, the museum is hosting 3 special tours.
How could you get any luckier than this?
You'll get to see everything we saw and more. Whether you love to cook,
Bam!
or just love to eat, you'll be learning straight from the pros. Don't miss this chance to dive into Rhode Island's rich food history. Grab your tickets now at gopvdeats.com.